15th day of June 2023. I hope your weekend was super. I hope you enjoyed your Father's Day celebration yesterday for all our fathers. It's been a great thing to have a father in the home. God bless all the fathers. And also, we are here this morning thanking God for another beautiful day, another beautiful week. You know, on Good Morning Anambra Show that runs from Monday through Friday every week. My name is Nonye Nwokoye, welcoming you to the show this morning. We begin as usual with a press review. Welcome. All right, you're welcome to the press review this morning. We take time to look at the papers and, of course, are online to see stories making their headlines today. Of course, every day we hear so many stories making the rounds, and today is not going to be an exception on the press review. We look at some of our national dailies and, of course, ABS website. Let me quickly welcome the guest in the studio, Jerry Obodo. It's good to have you in the studio, Mr. Obodo.
Yeah, it's my pleasure being here. Good morning, everybody there. Please join us.
All right, we'll begin the press review this morning with looking at what is on ABS website. 2023 International Father's Day. Mrs. Tolu, the Lord's Fathers on contributions to family and society. Why we dethroned traditional ruler of Umuona, Anambra State Government. Anambra State Government to commence enforcement of green zones. Anambra State Local Government Service Commission concludes verification, biometric, physical capturing of staff in local government councils. All right, Mr. Obodo, a lot of stories making their headlines in front of on ABS website this morning. And the top is the lauding of fathers by Mrs. Soludo.
Yeah.
You know that yesterday was Father's Day globally.
Globally, yeah. You know, it's a good thing that, you know, a day was mapped out internationally to, you know, celebrate fathers, give them some accolades for all the efforts in the family. The importance of the fathers in the homes cannot be overemphasized. The woman in the house cannot do it all alone. So it's a complementary role. We commend all the fathers for their roles, providing for the family, inculcating morals to the family, the children, fending for the family, taking all the risk to make sure that they provide for the family. So I joined Mrs. Toludo. I joined, well-meaning Nigerians to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers globally.
In fact, fathers should be celebrated daily. Every day they should be celebrated. All right, we thank God for all the fathers. Let's move on now to the first paper for review, which is the Daily Sun newspaper. Let's see stories making their headlines in front of the Daily Sun newspaper. Gunmen attack ex-Imo Governor Okorocha, kill police officer. With a rider there, convoy attacked in Imo. IPOB, Masop, Kano's family, Slam Asari Dokobo, accuse him of being government informant. And Nigeria takes over ILO leadership, receives global accolades. Southeast bids for Senate majority leader's post. Why APC can't ignore region again. How I survived poisoning at party's campaign in 2018. That's coming from Wiki. NDLEA nabbed 2 Qatar-based drug lords with meth consignment at MMIA, Muritala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos. Bill Gates to meet Nigerian leaders, businessmen, others. Bishop urges fathers to stand firm as pillars of families. Edo Deputy Governor Shaibu applauds roles. And we also see controversy rages over police pension bill, with a right that the operators asked Tinubu to reject bill. Imo PDP crisis deepens as SWC members resign. And we can see in front of the paper, Father's Day, Edo State Deputy Governor, Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shaibu, leading other mass services during mass celebrated by Very Reverend Father Edwin Omoregi as part of activities to mark the Father's Day celebration at St. Paul's Catholic Church, Airport Road, Benin, yesterday. That means it's like as a global celebration, you know, some Catholics have actually celebrated before now, but some joined in yesterday's celebration. But that's, by the way, we've talked about Father's Day. Let's look at the attack on ex-Imo governor, which actually happened in his own state, in Imo State.
Yeah, you know, that is all the security problems that we have in the country. Nowhere is exempted. It's unfortunate that that attack happened, you know, and some lives were lost. So we, you know, still call on the federal government to do something about.
But to government to be attacking somebody that was once a leader, doesn't it say something? You know, you were a leader before now. Why should government attack you, a known personality? You know.
You know, it's not a selective thing. It occurs to a leader and non-leaders. So, but that is not to say that.
But from the look of things, it's like the target is now on former leaders, former governors, and even present ones.
Really, everybody knows that most of the leaders have some skeleton in their cupboards because of the way they govern, the way they lead the people. They step on toes of people while they were there.
And the very unfortunate thing in all these attacks is that at the end of the day, the people attached to them are the victims. They say police officer was actually killed in the process.
That is the problem because they themselves, you know, they have bulletproof vehicles. So it's very hard to, you know, the gun to penetrate theirs. But the unfortunate ones will be that they get the car itself and, you know, apart from the gun, just drag the person out and do. But it's, the people that are following them, in most cases, are the people that suffer the problem. So like I said, most of them, they step on toes. Some aggrieved persons take them on after they left office. They amass wealth, and it's a commonwealth. So, it's a...
And don't you think this should be sending a signal to others that when you're in positions of authority, you know, you try to lead well because power is transient. Today you're here, tomorrow you may not be here. And what happens after you have left office? You know, can you move freely within your own people? You know. Okay, let's move on. The Punch newspaper is next in our lineup. Let's see stories making the headlines in front of the Punch newspaper. A subsidy, Labour threatens a strike, resumes talk with federal government. CBN removes saving withdrawal limits on domiciliary account. NUT lambasts governors as teacher shortage rises. Power project, federal government secures $750 million World Bank loan. Okay, pains becoming unbearable, strike suspended, not called off, NLC, TUC, that says a rider on subsidy, Labour threatens strikes, resume talks with FG. Now, NDLEA nabbs Qatar-based drug baron, seizes cannabis. Now, ship owners reject proposed Nemasa custom merger. 8 feared killed as flood submerges Lagos community. Operator overloaded ill-fated boat with 250 passengers. And we can see the picture in front of the paper. These are the people that were held yesterday. They were arrested yesterday for drug-related issues. All right, the banner headlines in front of the paper read subsidy, Labour threatens strike, resumes talks with FG, then pains becoming unbearable, strike suspended, not called of NLC, TUC. Okay, let's look at that headline. I don't know. This issue of petrol subsidy removal, you know, it was said that they should have done something before the removal so that the masses will not, the impact will not be much on the masses, which is what we are experiencing now. And when you go around the city, you notice that vehicles are few on our roads these days. You know, even movement of people are equally few on the roads.
You are right, my sister. The government, led by President Tinubu Ahmed, was very hasty in making pronouncements concerning that fuel subsidy. Everybody knows, we analysts knows that the subsidy issue, like we said, is a sham, is a scam, that it needs to be removed. But it has to be, there must be something that will be done before the removal, so that the effect will not be felt much on the society. Part of the thing we were recommending was that the Dangote refinery should come on stream, should be up and running. Then the federal government will put, if they can't put their refineries in order, let them give license to more private sector that can build refineries. Let them get the modular type working by giving them a license, monitoring what they are producing to make sure it's the real fuel. If all these things are done, there will be fuel supply in the country, to the extent that there will be a stiff competition. So the prices will not high, will not go up.
Will not be as high as okay, now there's a worrying story in front of this Punch newspaper. We know that the previous administration, a lot of borrowing, and now we are starting with another borrowing. They say that power project, federal government secures $750 million World Bank loan.
Is it the current government or the outgone? Because there was a loan.
It's the current, this is the picture of our new president in front of, at the story. We've always talked about, a lot of mismanagement. If we look inwards, there's no way Nigeria will be borrowing this every time borrowing. The countries that don't have fuel, they don't have ports, they survive without borrowing. But they have good leaders. The problem we have is bad leaders. Good managers
we manage the resources we have prudently, and and again, the people, the government costs so much.
That's cost of governance.
Yes, it's very costly. Like one of the presidential candidates, the cost of governance is so high that it needs to be cut down. The duplication of the MDAs, about 60, 70 MDAs, ministries, what are they doing? So those things need to be cut down. Then, but the in thing is that the good manager will manage the resources they have prudently without borrowing.
All right, let's run. The New National Star is next in our lineup. Let's see stories making their headlines in front of the New National Star. I was poisoned in PDP Secretariat. That's coming from Nyesom Wike. Flown out of the country by 12 midnight. Doctors say my liver, kidney no longer functioning. That's in front of the New National Star. We see Bill Gates to visit Nigeria, meet leaders, young innovators. Federal government orders CBN to stop payment to MDAs. Middle Belt Forum accused El Rufai of plot to Islamize Nigeria. Babio Abbas extolled Akume's leadership qualities. Serap demands refund of pension collected by ex-governors, now senators. Alaba market demolition. Ohaneze raises concern over plight of Igbo traders. Nigeria among countries with highest poverty, pollution, World Bank reports. Police officer killed as gunmen attack Okorocha's convoy. Super Eagles qualify for AFCON 2023. 12 years after ex-Jigawa rep, others jailed for 212 million naira fraud. Okay, that's the much we have in front of the New National Star newspaper.
The demolition of Alaba International Market. A lot of money that was sunk by Igbos there is a very disturbing news coming in from that area. And the new speaker of Lagos State, his pronouncement shows that is somebody that is very segregational. He's not accommodating. He was saying that the properties of Igbos, the indigenization and all that, targeted at Igbo people who developed the place. It's very, very unfortunate. And now the Alaba market matter.
Do you think they're using this to make a statement to the Igbos?
Of course, they're making, because I blame also our people, because we've been saying that when people say refuse to take you as one of their own, you should think home. By that I mean, they have to come back and develop their own area, and
is that possible? There. Because when you go around the nation, people live in various places. You can see Yorubas living in Igbo land. You can see Hausas living in Igbo land. They have communities here. They hold meetings here. Do you think that will be possible? When you attack Igbos in Lagos, do you think people here are not going to do reprisal attack or something like that? What actually are they trying to prove by making those laws and by demolishing their properties? Were they giving a warning before the demolition? These are the things to find out. Were they moved to another place? Because when you're moving somebody, do you give the person another place to go and stay while you demolish this? Maybe you needed the space for something else.
Really, that's what it's supposed to be. Government makes such mistakes. I give you an example. Even in Anambra State, I don't think that the government provided a place where those that will be sent out of the flying over zone at Ekulobe. So a lot of them are stranded, losses, even to pay compensation. So it's a very big mistake on the part of the government. You have to take cognizance of paying compensation, relocating them. That's how it is
to
done
where you
in.
want them to be.
Yeah, that's how it's done in advanced climes. So that of the Lagos, no notice was given to them.
Are you sure?
Even if it was given, it was a short notice, just to do some damage to them. But like you said, the Yorubas, maybe they are living here. Yes, Hausas. How many structures have you seen that is owned by the Hausas or Yorubas? But our people develop other places. That's what I'm saying, that they have to think home. Bring most of their industries, properties home, so that if also
all right, let's run the Daily Independent newspaper. Let's see stories making their headlines in front of the Daily Independent. Now, I was poisoned that PDP Secretariat Wike opens up, which right there reveals his kidney liver almost failed. Now, bandits kill monarch, his 4 children cut away 100 cattle. Arik technically insolvent, founder owes US 240 billion naira. AMCON. Lagos demolishes 17 massive plazas at Alaba International Market. Serap urges Akpabio others in Senate to reveal pensions as ex-governors. We have not declared former Governor Matawale wanted. That's coming from the EFCC. Now, CBN lifts restriction on domiciliary account. PIC OK's new guidelines on deployment of AIGs, CPs, others. Amid economic headwinds, 10 insurers earn 376.121 billion naira GWP. 10th House of Reps will work for all Nigerians, Abbas assures. And we can see the picture in front of the papers there. These are the people that went to, the former governor, River State was there, Makinde was there, and the Thanksgiving service in his honor at St. Peter's Anglican Church, in honor of Wike at Anglican Church, River State. I think that happened yesterday. And I think, let's look at what Wike is saying, because from the look of things, he's the one in red in that picture, and he has slimmed down compared to the Wike we know. And actually, he's coming out to give us report of his health status this morning. It has appeared in, I think, 3 papers now. He saying what actually is wrong with him.
I don't know. When he was still in power, this didn't come up.
Actually, people started noticing changes towards the later part of his stay as governor of Rivers State. There's pictures showing where he was robust when he entered office, how he looked, and his look when he is now about to leave office. And him coming up this morning in papers to tell us that he was poisoned, and actually it affected his organs.
Well, it's unfortunate that that happened. We thank God that at least they are restoring him, even though there's as a leader, so many things went wrong when he was there. Even to the Southeasterners, he didn't give us any reason to share at all. At some point, he was saying he's not an Igbo. At some point, the presidential candidate that's supposed to come to the Southeasterners, he worked against it. And but as a human being, we don't, and as a knight of the Catholic Church, we don't support anybody to die or somebody to be killed. So we thank God that it was discovered and is treated. I wish him well.
Yeah. All right. We wish him a quick recovery, and or that he gets better as the day goes by. All right, let's move on to This Day newspaper now. In front of This Day, we see Tinubu to fathers, you as shapers of Nigeria's future. 10th Senate jostling for principal offices begins. CBN FX reforms aimed at transparency, liquidity, discouraging speculation, with riders there pegs withdrawal from domiciliary accounts at $10,000 per day. And top prioritize orderly settlement of FX forward transactions to boost market confidence. We also have direct banks to ensure expeditious processing of BTA, PTA, school fees, others. Apex Bank to normalize its CRR maintenance processes, ensure equity. Okay, Bloomberg, Nigeria's oil shipping costs soar as tanker owners stay clear. We tried there. Protest rocks Angola over fuel price hike. Fuel subsidy. NLC TUC resume talks with FG today. Now, fresh crisis brews in PDP over minority house leader. These are the stories in front of This Day newspaper. Look at what is happening. Nigeria's oil shipping costs soars as tanker owners stay clear. And now neighboring countries are crying that fuel is actually high in their countries. Now, does it mean what we've been hearing is true, that Nigerians, supply these nations oil? They've been dependent on us?
Well, it's speculative, I think. I cannot, vouch exactly that, even if that is happening, they are paying, and we're making money from there. Mm-hmm. So, but the issue, like I said before,
they're paying, but from what is going on, that means they've been depending on Nigeria for their oil.
They also import, like Nigeria. Mm-hmm. They also import, but to supplement. But the issue is that, like I said, the problem is management of what you have. The subsidy regime from the past government was to elapse in June.
Okay, June 30.
Yes. Like I said, why should the president rush and make such pronouncement? Why not wait? And that caused the marketers to, Nigerians, to hike their prices, even when there was no need, because they are still on the old...
So we started suffering before the time.
Yes.
Before our time. Okay, let's run. Let's see stories in front of the Nation newspaper now. Let's see stories making their headlines in front of the Nation. The Abio Abbas lawmakers will back Tinubu to deliver. We have riders there. We are here to work, says First Lady. Orderly rates President's performance high. And we also have investors gain 3.28 trillion naira in 3 weeks. South Africa displaces Dangote as Africa's richest. Super Eagles qualify for AFCON 2024. Banks tighten forex process to block racketeering. Overloading, windy rain caused Kwara boat tragedy. Central Bank lifts restrictions on domiciliary accounts. Okay, that's the much we have in front of the Nation newspaper, sir.
Okay, let us bring in some element of sports.
Okay.
The Super Eagles qualification to AFCON next year is a good development. Before we almost struggle, and sometimes we are, booted out of the competition because of lack of concentration on both the players and the coach. I've always advised them to, qualify from the first match. Don't wait for us to be doing mathematics. Can the other people be the other people, so that we get the points from there. Once you start the qualification, use the first match as a qualification match. Try and beat the opponent and continue from there. So before you know it, you are there. So I commend them for qualifying, and wish them well, and they prepare properly for the tournament itself.
All right, congratulations to our Super Eagles there. The Nation newspaper is next in the lineup. Let's see. Okay, sorry, the Guardian newspaper is next in our lineup. Let's see stories there. Households under pressure as new electricity tariff due July 1. And amid subsidy removal, pains experts advocate long-term benefit. Professionals deplore high cost of treatment as World Sickle Cell Day holds. We also have petrol subsidy, government labor regime negotiation on implementation framework. Fuse over bill to regulate Christian preaching. 10th National Assembly disclose pensions paid to you as ex-governors. Serap tells Akpabio others. I was poisoned at PDP office, suffered liver kidney failure, says Wike. Okay, that's the much we have in front of the Guardian newspaper now. All right, let's run for want of time.
Okay. Okay, the households under pressure as new electricity tariff due July 1. Another problem coming up for Nigerians.
We've not resolved the fuel issue, and now it's electricity tariff.
Let the tarry a while for this change of tariff. Nigerians are suffering too much. You know, Fela said suffering and smiling. It's just that they are suffering and smiling. But a lot of people are dropping day by day. They are dying. A lot of suffering is in the country. Let them tarry a while on this tariff. Let us just see how we can, manage the palaver of a fuel subsidy, fuel hike. A lot of everything is high in the market.
Okay, they should take it one step at a time.
Yes.
All right, let's move. Daily Trust newspaper now. 4 days to go. Over 15,000 Nigerian pilgrims yet to be lifted, with riders there. NACON, Ahon activate rescue flights. Tour operators intending pilgrims lament. Sultan declares June 28 Eid el-Kabir. Nigerian farmers have been victimized. Obasanjo. Tinubu's advisory council recommends sale of refineries, other assets. CBN lifts restriction on domiciliary accounts, allows $10,000 daily withdrawals. And we also see homeowners cry out as Kano government marks houses for demolition. How Nigeria can leverage tech to solve housing problem. 2 killed, houses, shops burnt in Plateau. Osime hits brace as Super Eagles qualify for 2023 AFCON. Okay, that's it in front of the Daily Trust newspaper. Okay, quickly comment.
What interests me on that is
Daily Trust.
Really, the president, I am down with him on this. His thought on sale of refineries. Why did I say that? There has been a turnaround maintenance time for so many years on those refineries, and nothing has come out of it. And so many billions of dollars are sunk into that project. So I've been, saying that those refineries should be sold out to private sector who can manage it and deliver on that, because it's a way of sinking or wasting the resources of the government. Some of the cabals use that avenue to, misappropriate the government funds. So I'm totally down with him. Let them sell off those refineries, give licenses to private sector
who can actually manage it effectively.
Yes,
all right, let's run the last paper, but not the least this morning, is the Nigerian Tribune. Let's see stories making their headlines in front of the Nigerian Tribune. A police lifts cash deposit cap on domiciliary. CBN lifts cash deposit cap on domiciliary account, allows a $10,000 withdrawal daily. Now, police deploy mobile policemen to troubled plateau. Saudi Arabia announces June 27, Arafat Day, with a ride the Nakon shores of completing airlift of Nigerian pilgrims Thursday. Lagos government begins demolition of 17 distressed buildings in Alaba Market. FG Mills assets rationalization, sale of refineries. I was poisoned. Okay, we've seen that in almost all the papers. More felicitations as Eze Anaba emerges NGE president. Bandits kill father, 4 sons in Zaria, rustle 100 cows. Disclose pensions paid to you as ex-governor Serap tells Akpabio others in the 10th Senate. Qatar-based drug lords arrested as NDLEA intercepts Met consignment at Lagos Airport. All right.
I totally condemn the state that has enacted laws giving pension to ex-governors. These guys have amassed
and they called it life pension. So for as long as they are still alive, they will keep eating the pension and still be collecting salary in what they are doing presently. When people are crying out that 30% minimum wage have not gotten to them.
30,000 naira.
You said something about cutting cost of governance initially. Is this should this be included as well?
It should be included. It should be scrapped. In fact, they've gotten enough even to start giving to people. So I totally condemn such move by the government legislatures who enacts laws, giving pensions to governors and others. They should be even giving back to the society as a corporate society responsibility. They've amassed wealth when they are in power, and you are giving them more. The resources of the state government is wasteful to my understanding.
All right, I think that's the much time could allow us on the program Press Review this morning. We'd like to thank you so much for being here. Jerry Obodo, thanks for your time on the show.
Thank you very much, my sister. I know you forgot I'm Sir Jerry Obodo.
All right, and that's just about it on the Press Review. We have more coming up on Good Morning Anambra Show. Do stay.